No, you're not seeing things. This is a bolt-action AR. Specifically, this is a BC15 bolt-action AR upper, chambered in 6.5 Grendel, and it's made by Bear Creek Arsenal. And I'm Moondog, an average shooter with a slightly above average ability to create videos, and if you want to see me test this strange mashup of a rifle, hit that like button and the subscribe button before we get started. Let's skip the boring unboxing videos and just take a look at what you get inside the box. This is the Bear Creek Arsenal BC15 bolt action style AR upper. That's correct, this is a bolt action upper that mates to any mil-spec standard AR-15 lower and converts it into a bolt action rifle. Let's take a closer look at this. This is the 6.5 Grendel version. It's chambered in 6.5 Grendel, which allows you to use standard AR-15 lowers, which are, of course, sized for 5.56 cartridges, but allow you to go a little bit longer range than a 5.56. And this has a 20-inch heavy barrel, Parkerized, with, you can see here, a sort of fluted, twisted compensator. Don't know the name of that particular model, but if you happen to know what Bear Creek Arsenal calls their compensator, leave a comment. And this has a 15-inch Talon handguard. I believe that's the name of it, Talon handguard. It is aluminum and has M-lock cuts and has Picatinny rails sections on the top. The front section for you to attach a front sight, a front iron sight should you wish, or I guess just about anything that attaches the Picatinny. And the rear one matches to the Picatinny rail on the top of the receiver. Now, Bear Creek Arsenal is known for making very affordable, some say budget, AR-15 and AR-15 components. And part of that, possibly the reason for their very, very affordable price is, well, you can see here there's a little bit of a blem in terms of the milling of that particular M-lock hole. It's a little bit of roughness there, so maybe a little less QC than some, but still, that's probably the least of somebody's concerns, unless they're planning on making this a collectible Save Queen. Otherwise, I'm sure this is going to get a lot of aggressive love and use. So that's going to be the least of the markings on this particular rifle within a couple of months. Now, our receiver here has a bolt-action bolt that, looking at the front of that bolt, looks pretty close to, very similar to a standard AR-15 in terms of the number of lugs. Now, to remove the bolt for maintenance and cleaning and disassembly, you unscrew these two hex screws here and pop off the handle, and that allows you to pull the bolt completely out of the receiver. And pretty much the rest of it is standard mil-spec AR. Let's take a look at the other side of this. Yeah, looks pretty standard. Well, I think the only way to know for sure is to get this mounted up, out to the range, and give it a try. So here we have our upper attached to a mil-spec lower. Disregard the somewhat strange look of the Hera California compliant stock there. I live in Northern California. Yeah, I know, but this is what we have to go through. And that on top of it is a Discovery Optics EDPRS, a really nice 5 to 25 power long-range precision scope that's also budget-friendly, just like the BCA upper here. Now, those rings are probably not going to give us enough of a setback for the generous 4-inch eye relief on that long-range scope, so you'd probably want to put a forward cantilever mount on it, but this should be okay for our testing purposes. I took the rifle to the gun range and set up a target at 100 yards, and it took about 4 shots to get on paper and zero out the scope. I'm shooting Hornady 6.5 Grendel 123 grain SST ammo. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting this into battery, and to be honest, the action on this rifle is kind of rough. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. Straight out of the box, understandably, there's been no break-in period, and Bear Creek Arsenal does recommend, at least initially, to run the bolt pretty wet. But yeah, it doesn't seem to help much. And that is the first of 5 shots that we're going to shoot into that corner target and see how well this upper shoots straight out of the box. Now I'm adding a sandbag to my shoulder, not for recoil, but actually to give myself a little more length of pull because of the long eye relief on this scope. For the testing, I'm loading each of the rounds I shoot into the chamber individually, and you may notice that the bolt springs forward a little bit, and that's because of the last round hold open. The bolt catch on the lower has engaged because the magazine that I have inserted is empty. So I have to disengage the bolt catch paddle on the other side of the receiver before I can release the bolt and push the handle into battery. Yeah, this is possibly the roughest action I've ever shot, but there's probably a Milsurp Mosin Nagant out there that makes this look like butter. Okay, not bad. Certainly not sub MOA good, but then again, it could be user error and not the rifle. Hey, thanks for sticking around till the end of the video. And just as a reminder, don't forget to hit that like button right now. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell buttons. Those are free, by the way, so thanks for taking a moment to press those buttons before this video ends. And I'd like to thank Bear Creek Arsenal for sending out the BC15 bolt action upper in 6.5 Grendel for me to test out. This is pretty darn accurate straight out of the box. I was hitting my 6-inch bullseye at 100 yards, real easy. And I didn't even bother cleaning the barrel before testing. So yeah, that just says how accurate inherently this is. And it can become even more accurate because this is a mil-spec system, AR-15. You could easily drop in a match grade barrel, swap out your trigger, or do whatever you need to do because this is an AR-15 mil-spec platform. So yeah, there you go. The only thing I wasn't quite pleased with is the action overall. I thought was a bit rough. I really had to manhandle that bolt to get it open and closed. And a couple of times it would stick. I really had to whack that handle to get it open a couple of times. I don't know if it's because of the buffer that's in there or not. Let me know if you have a BC15 upper, if your action is butter smooth or as rough around the edges as mine is. Leave me a comment about that. But if you're interested in picking up a BC15 or learning more about it, read my full written review at moondogindustries.com and can find a link to that article in this video's description. Well, anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and you be safe out there. God bless. Moondog, out. Hey, I'd like to know what you thought of this video. Leave me a comment or chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, MeWe, Instagram, or Locals. And if you want to see all of my videos, go to moondogindustries.com.